Happy Thanksgiving! It's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts, and we're home from the festivities at my daughter's house. And I finished 6 things since I checked in last. I told you I was working on a punny project. As part of week 1 of the Traveler's Wheel, week 1 was puns, something punny, and polka dots. And someone made an Axol-Latte, a little teacup with an axolotl sticking out of it, and they had polka dots on their cup. But I wanted to make an Axol-Latte. So here's my cup, and it has an axolotl head coming out this side and the axolotl tail on that side. And this was from my current scrap yarn project. And I think it's cute. It's unique. I need to get it in Etsy because I don't think I'll have room for this at my next craft show. But I was looking at all the yarn that I had left, and I was like, I should make some penguins. I started out with this guy, royal blue over dark blue. This is a slightly altered pattern from Mini Gurumi, paid pattern on Etsy. And I have taken to doing bobble feet at the front instead of making feet separately and sewing them on, just to make things a little faster. So last night I made this royal blue over dark blue, and then I made a light blue over variegated blue. For this one, I finished off the light blue. I finished off the variegated blue. I tied on a little bit of dark navy. That's what I have for the wings and the tail. Finish that off. And then I had to go look for another shade of blue to finish off on the bottom. So this was really a stash buster. But I finished up these 2 last night. So then I got out my tray of all the different colors of yarn. And I said to my husband, okay, match these up. Just 2 colors together. And he made 3 matches for me. So over the course of the day today, I made this penguin that's sort of a dark pink over purple. Then I made this one that's sort of a medium pink over dark red. Then I made this one that's sort of a dark pink over a pinkish purple. So that really knocked the stuffing out of my current scrap bag challenge. Ooh. We'll put all those over there. That's all that's left. About 1.2 ounces. Lots of very small balls of yarn. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to make, but it's going down. So it was a busy day. I got up and I had to cut up a really big squash and get that into the oven. And then I made up dressing with gluten-free bread. Got that in the oven. Then around 10:30 or so, my husband's like, okay, let's get going. The Pennsylvania crew left around 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. And At first they were saying that their ETA was 11:50, but then they're like, yeah, we have to take it slow. We're running into some bad roads. And they got detoured at one point, and it was sort of nerve-wracking. How you doing? Where you at? Where you at? But they got there around 12:15. And the local granddaughter was just delighted to see the cousins. And they were having a great time. And around 1:00, we all sat down to dinner. Then our youngest daughter, she left she's a little further away than they are. So she got there maybe 12:30. 1:00, we all sat down to dinner. And there were a lot of gluten-free options. My gluten-free dressing. And I made squash. There was kielbasa and pickled cabbage. My youngest daughter made a salad that she found on Instagram with cooked sweet potatoes, feta cheese, garbanzo beans, Brussels sprouts. I'm not sure if that's it. There was a lot. Apples, they say apples. So that was different. That was interesting. Turkey. There were mashed potatoes, but the gravy had gluten. And I didn't want to have mashed potatoes without gravy, so I passed on them. And then my daughter brought gluten-free pumpkin whoopie pies that someone at her church made for a ladies' gathering, and they had extras. And my daughter was like, oh, I'll take those. I'll put those in the freezer and take them to Thanksgiving for my mother. So I have some gluten-free treats. All the girls went outside. Well, the 3 older cousins went out and played in the snow. Since they're far enough away that you can't really see the faces, I could put a picture up. They went over and they were trying to get on the swing sets. And the swing sets slide and everything was covered with snow, so they're trying to brush the snow off. And the two older girls did not have snow pants. They just had their leggings that they were wearing, so it was a little cold out there. So they didn't stay outside all that long, but it was fun to watch them. As we were sitting down to dinner, my oldest granddaughter looks at her father and says, Dad, you got to play Gobble Gobble. And he's like, oh, I don't have my phone with me. And I'm like, Matthew West, Gobble Gobble? And yeah. That's, my son-in-law looks at me like, you know that song? Yeah, I know that song. So I pulled it up on YouTube and I played it. And my granddaughters were just going nuts. Play it again, Grandma. Play it again. It's a cute song. I will link it in the comments. After dinner, Grammie, can you come over here? Can you play that song again? I think I played the song about 10 times. And they were dancing like crazy and just singing along and all that. And at one point, okay, there's a line in the song that says, Grandpa's passed out and he's passing gas. My husband walks into the room and one of the girls looks at him and says, I thought you were passed out, passing gas. Oh, we all just lost. He's just like, what? What are you talking about? We're losing it. It was funny if you were right there in the moment. So when we got home, I played for him again and showed, see, in this song, there he said, Grandpa's passed out. Let's see. We watched the parade. We watched some of the dog show. Our youngest daughter recently took a trip to Greece, and she was able to project her pictures up on the big TV, and we got to see those. It was just fun. It was a good time. I got 3 penguins crocheted. I'm taking a treat day from counting my calories today, although I think I was pretty good. I had one of my normal breakfasts, and we just had the big meal at 1. And when we came home and I was putting away the food, I did nibble a little bit of stuffing, and I had a cheese stick. So considering my evening meal was like 2 tablespoons of stuffing and a cheese stick, I think I probably stayed within my calories today. It probably wasn't the most balanced, but it's a treat day. And tomorrow I will get back to healthy eating and taking my vitamins and having my supplements and just, yep, right back on track tomorrow. So tonight, it's time to go watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy and see what I can make with 1.2 ounces of purples and pinks and go to bed early. So, bye-bye.